Hardware is about to be put up for grabs on Friday Night Fights, brought to you by Mohegan Sun Resort and Casino. Ariel ringside at the Broad Street Ballroom alongside Phoenix Carnivale, the host of the In Fighting Shape podcast. In Phoenix, we are about to see one of our favorites here on Friday Night Fights, Ariel El Asesino Abreu, return to the ring, and once again, he'll be matching up against a much taller opponent in Tim Lowe out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Yeah, he's used to that at this point. So he's used to basically fighting his fight and breaking that distance and getting inside. So Tim's got to be really smart about keeping Ariel at the end of his punches, because we know that he's a big puncher. Ariel is a really big puncher. And yeah, once he hits you and he feels like he hurts you, he swarms.
Abreu will be defending his light heavyweight amateur title here on Friday Night Fights. His last two opponents on this promotion have checked in at 6'5" and 6'4" respectively. Tim Lowe comes in at 6'2", so a bit more manageable tonight for El Asesino. We'll see how it turns out, and if Abreu will indeed keep his belt. Let's go up to the ring for introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set to go with a special feature attracting bout scheduled for 3 rounds in the 183-pound weight division. This is for the WKA Amateur Full Rules New York State Light Heavyweight title. This bout is sanctioned by the WKA, President in attendance, Brian Crenshaw. Your referee for this contest is Chris Wagner. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears blue with red and silver. He weighed in at 182 pounds. His record, 22 victories against only 3 defeats. He hails from Sherwood Parks, Alberta, Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tim Lowlife Lowe. Lowe. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the red and blue with gold trim. He weighed in at 185.4 pounds. His record, 14 victories against 3 defeats. He represents Camp Undefeated from Washington Heights in New York City. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the reigning, defending WKA Amateur Full Rules New York State Light Heavyweight Champion, Ariel El Asesino Abreu. Abreu.
Gentlemen, it's the WK New York State title. A nice clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. In case of a knockdown, go to the neutral corner. I tell you to go to, remain that's how I call you out. Any questions over here? Any questions over here? Fight fair, fight hard, touch gloves.
Well, height disadvantage be damned. Ariel El Asesino Abreu goes up against another skyscraper in Tim Lowe, affectionately known as the Lowlife, out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And Abreu's light heavyweight title for the WKA amateur ranks is on the line in this super light heavyweight fight. Abreu pushes Lowe back with a combination up top. Thudding body kick by Lowe.
A nice stiff jab also lands.
So Abreu's been able to overcome taller opponents his last 2 times out against Paul the Reaper Banashik and against Brian Hansen in 2016. Can history repeat itself against Tim Lowe, or will the taller fighter use his tools to keep El Asesino at bay?
Yeah, I mean, that's really what he has to do, because Abreu is just really powerful and really, really strong. You know, the trick to beating Ariel is to have speed and also to move. To use your movement and your speed.
Abreu lands a body kick but loses his balance, slipped on the canvas and fell down.
Abreu was originally a bodybuilder. He was huge, and he got into Muay Thai and he lost a lot of weight, and he's become more and more athletic every time we see him.
Able to reach out and stun Lowe there for a moment, then tried the spinning back kick as well. Don't usually see that from Abreu.
No, that's what I'm saying is, oh!
Monster
big left kick.
Abreu is hurt, he may not get up.
No, it doesn't look like he's gonna get up. He's fighting for it, that's
That is
it.
A knockout victory.
Wow.
Tim, the low life low with a big left leg, sends El Asesino to the canvas, and I think Abreu hit his head on the canvas as well. We will see a belt change hands on Friday Night Fights.
Wow. And again, Tim was very smart. He was patient. He was throwing combinations. He was keeping Ariel at bay, and huge head kick. From the angle, we didn't see if Ariel's hands were down. We saw Ariel's back. So it's funny. Tim was very composed. He was very, very calm. He wasn't throwing anything like super crazy or super hard. It didn't even look like it was an insanely powerful shot. But when you got big boys like this, you know, kicks to the head, whether they look explosive or not, they're very damaging. And it probably landed right on his temple.
So Tim Lowe comes down from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, representing the Arashi Do School in Sherwood Parks, Canada. And Lowe will head back north of the border with some hardware. He is your new WKA Amateur Full Rules New York State Light Heavyweight Champion. A huge left-legged kick sends El Asesino to the mat. Abreu hit his head. He lost his bearings momentarily. Chris the Cannon Wagner had no choice but to stop the fight. And Tim Lowe gets the knockout win. Here's David Diamante.
Calls a halt to this contest. The official time of the stoppage, 1 minute and 41 seconds of the very first round. Your winner by knockout and the new WKA Amateur Full Rules New York State Light Heavyweight Champion, Tim Low Life Low.
Well, that's how you make an impact in your appearance on Friday Night Fights in a title bout. Tim, the Low Life Low, lands a monster left leg on Ariel Abreu. Abreu went down, I think banged his head on the canvas.
I mean, that if you wanna win the crowd over, a head kick is one way to do it.
And that was quickly that. Tim Lowe, your new Amateur Full Rules New York State Light Heavyweight Champ. And that's the way to make him happy back in Canada.
They've got such a great combat scene there. They're combat sports there. They really love combat sports. They respect combat sports. I was there recently to work an MMA show, and they're just a very dedicated. They're really dedicated to combat sports. I saw some very high-level kickboxing while I was there.
Tim Lowe improves to 23-3. He's your new champion. Ariel Abreu leaves the ring under his own power. Thankfully, he falls to 15-4. This is Friday Night Fights, brought to you by Mohegan Sun.